What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours. Welcome to another episode of Savage Cash. Here with me, Superman, your superhero cryptocurrency expert. Today I am back with a live episode of Savage Cash. And what we are going to look at is what has happened since my video on Friday. Now, my video was almost perfectly timed to show the, I suppose, crash of the three major things people were looking at. Firstly, the market cap and where that was going, Bitcoin price and Ethereum. Okay, so these were the three things we were looking at. We were looking for it to break 3 milestones in the live video. And from that would signal perfect buying time. Okay, so basically we were looking for the market cap to go below 100 billion, which at the time when I started was in the low 100s. And it did. It went to 98 billion. It had lost. Overall, the cryptocurrency market had lost about 75 billion since the beginning of September. So it signaled an epic crash, a crash of cataclysmic proportions. And then Bitcoin, which nearly reached $5,000 at the beginning of this month, went below 3,000. And that happened live. And then we had this one. We had Ethereum, which was nearly at $400 or up and around $400, going below $200. So essentially losing 50% of its value. Bitcoin, about 60% of its value. And the market cap, again, nearly half its value. So about 40% of its value. So what we saw was an epic crash on Friday, and I went away, and I had to go away. Basically, I had to essentially go to the exchange and buy some cryptocurrencies. I mean, it looked like the bottom. Now, just to reiterate what was happening last week, okay, just for anybody who wasn't in either of my live videos, okay? So what we saw happening was we saw Chinese exchanges basically closing in real time and being reported on this Twitter page, which is CN Ledger, China Ledger basically. And they were recording all of the closures that were happening. We firstly had BTC China, then we had via BTC, and then we had another one, I can't remember, Yunbi, that's it, we had Yunbi closing, and then we had OKCoin and Huobi also closing, and closing in October, right? Now this happened in conjunction with what Jamie Dimon, or Dimman as I call him, was saying about Bitcoin being a fraud, okay? So essentially a load of FUD was being spread, whilst at the same time having some real news coming in, because I was taking you through what was happening, you know, with regards to, you know, there were rumours about exchanges being banned. I showed you these articles. There was rumours, and then what we saw happening is Chinese exchanges meeting with regulators and the subsequent closure at the end of this month, and for 2 others, the end of next month. So given all of these things happening in conjunction, it essentially caused a humongous crash, which we captured live. We captured the bottom, and that was when I went away and invested. Now, what literally happened? Now, there were 2 things that I thought that could have happened that afternoon. It was the morning in the US, and I was thinking, right, one of 2 things is going to happen. Either what happened last Wednesday when America woke up and panic sold, based on the fact that the main cryptocurrencies went down, or that they were going to actually buy, okay? So, on speculating that the bottom had been hit when America woke up, they bought. And essentially, Bitcoin went from 2,900, the low 2,900s, it almost instantaneously went to 3,500 within an hour. Ethereum also went up to the mid 200s within an hour. Bitcoin Cash didn't really go up. Ripple has not gone up dramatically, although it really did hit. I think it went down to about 16 cents the other day. Litecoin went to 34 cents. Dash went to $240. Monero went to $60. IOTA went to under 40 cents. Neo went under $14. It was $13.85, I think I remember. Omisco went to nearly under $8. Okay. And now they have all pretty much recovered from where they were. Litecoin was a great buy at that particular time because it went down to $34 despite very recently achieving $80. So this was perfect buying time and even perfect time for investing for the very long term. Because what we had happen was we had some cryptocurrencies going back a month to 2 months in growth. Okay, so all the growth that had been done over the course of June, July, August had essentially been cancelled out on a lot of occasions. Litecoin went down to way before August. Okay, so it presented an opportunity to those that hadn't gotten into cryptocurrency or wanted to take a position on some of the main cryptocurrencies and they were just going up and up and up and up. That was a time to get involved. Now, why did all of this happen? Well, essentially, big powers were at play. Okay, now, the FUD that was caused by Jamie Dimman, right? What do we see on Friday? Okay, so we saw a humongous increase in the value of the major cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, once the bottom had been hit and America started waking up. Okay, and look, there's this tweet here, which is essentially showing that one of the biggest buyers of Bitcoin on Friday was in fact JP Morgan. The ones that brought the market down brought it back up again. Now, how ironic is that? Now, why would you call something a fraud, be a very reputable head of an investment bank, and then that company then basically buys that fraud coin right up to the point where it has cancelled out 2 days of loss? Okay, that is the big powers at play. That is market manipulation. That is the corruption of the centralized system. That is everything. What happened on Friday is everything that is wrong with the centralized system. They brought the prices down, particularly Jamie Dimman. He basically brought the prices down to then reinvest because he saw that Bitcoin was just going up and up and up. It was going towards $5,000 and then bang, he buys at they buy it. JP Morgan buys at $3,000 and essentially buys up as much as they buy almost double what they could have bought at the beginning of September. You know, if they bought double the amount of Bitcoins they would have been able to buy at the beginning of September, because they dropped the price nearly to 50% of where it was and then bought back. Essentially what they were looking to do. I brought you a video not long ago about the Ethereum price being market manipulated. It went up to $400. It was sunk to about 10 cents and then bought back up again. This is the big players at work, essentially manipulating the price because they see it's working. They see cryptocurrency is just rising, rising, rising. And then they bring the price right down. They buy back. And then they are in a stronger position when the cryptocurrency rises again. And there's a tweet from CN Ledger that's absolutely perfect to describe what happened. What now is the attitude regarding cryptocurrency. So they say, what will happen next as a result of all these? What will happen next as a result of exchanges closing? All right, 20% say we're going down. So 20%. So if this had been done on Friday, I would say probably 50 to 60% would have said we're going down, and 40% would have said time to move on and moon. But essentially, what happened on Friday is it taught us a big lesson. Or it taught the newbies, or the people that had never experienced a crash before, or the people that had panic sold Bitcoin and panic sold their cryptocurrencies, it taught a big lesson that the price always goes back up, and the FUD and all the news that was happening will not kill cryptocurrency. Nothing will kill cryptocurrency. And now now that people have experienced it and experienced, I suppose, the resilience of cryptocurrency, they are now very confidently saying, yeah, time to move on and move. But 2 days before, they would never have said that, and this would not have been the result of the, well, it's not even finished yet, but this would not have been what people were voting majority for. People were panicking in droves. People were very worried in droves. People were anticipating that things were going to go down and down and down and down. And what happened? Instead, the big players came back and bought the market up. All right? Now, they haven't completely recovered the situation. So the whole point of this particular cryptocurrency podcast is it now a good time to buy? Have we seen the bottom? You know, are things going to go back down again? So I had a dream last night. If you're following me on Twitter, which I would recommend you do, it's basically Michael Supo. That's my Superman Udemy channel. Follow me on Twitter. And what I said on Twitter was, there's a picture of Millie. So Millie's not with me right now. She's snoozing. But there's a picture of Millie for you. But what I say in here is, my dream last night was Bitcoin crashes to $10, hitting my buy order, my $1 million buy order. That was my dream last night. And I hate waking up sometimes. So, I've been dreaming both last night and the night before about Bitcoin, about the market crashing again. Because I personally love when the market crashes. You may have seen me the other day. I was so excited when the market crashed. And the reason why is because that is the time when I work. When the market crashes, that is the time to work, because this is the time to take a position on cryptocurrencies that you've wanted to get behind and didn't. Okay, so I've been dreaming about the market crashing again. Now, what will happen over the next few days, I don't know. You know, what we normally see happening at the weekend is that people tend not to buy. Okay, if something goes down before the weekend, it tends to go down further over the weekend. But what we have seen happening over weekends when things nothing tends to get, I mean, all that happens is things go down at the weekends. We're seeing things going up. We are seeing largely green. So what this says to me is that over the course of the next week is going to rise again. All right. And that, you know, people are going to now get back into the office, go back to work, and they are going to take a position on cryptocurrencies. Okay. So now, just before I go into this, let's see what you guys are saying in my comments. And by the way, I've got 36 likes in this stream, so if you are watching, just hit the like button. Just hit the like button while you're watching, because that would be an enormous help. Now, whilst you're doing that, let me just have a see and look and see what people are saying. Jamie Demon, yeah, I call him Dim Man because he's dim in my opinion. Because what he said about you know, Bitcoin was just stupid nonsense rubbish. FUD, basically. Illuminati at play. Should I buy Neo or OMG? I'll talk about that in a minute. POS, I'm not doing a video on POSW. Well, certainly not just yet anyway. Why are you yelling at me, Superman? Basically, just turn the volume down if you're not happy with the volume. Because essentially speaking, I am very excited at the moment, particularly with these prices. So essentially, just turn the volume down if you don't like being yelled at. But yelling is my USP. That is what I do. That is how I present, and that is essentially what you're subscribing to when you watch my channel. If you want to listen to somebody talking in a very calm accent, listen to Box Mining. If you want to listen to somebody who's very boring and dreary and irritating and monotone, listen to Bitcoin Meister. That's up to you. Let's have a look and see. There's a load of fudding going. There's a lot of shilling going on. Well, that's to be expected. Lots of POSW. Just shut the fuck up about POSW. Miss Go. Yep. Somebody asked me a damn question, a decent question that's not POSW. POSW. All right, I'm just not going to listen then. Right. So, is now a time to get into a position? TenX, OMG, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Well, if you missed the bottom, then essentially, this is a good time, all right? Now, you may be saying, well, they're on the rise, Superman. They're on the rise since Friday. Well, the fact is, this is still significantly much, much lower than where it was. So, based on the latest rise in the coin, Friday was the best time to get it, because if you're looking at a Fibonacci retracement, everything went way, 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 way below 60%. So that was the time getting in, and the bottom was the best time. But there was this small moment in time where I and few others actually got involved. Now, I put on my Twitter that the sale was just not long enough. It wasn't, but that was the best time to get involved. The second best time is before it rises again. Now, if you're taking a position, an investment position, then the time to get involved is now, when essentially the boomerang comes back. So the boomerang was thrown. The boomerang was basically losing value over the course of last week. And then since Friday, the boomerang is essentially coming back at you. So the price is gaining. And so it's not even reached the gain. It needs to gain to these, so these cryptocurrencies go back up to where they were. So there's at least 1,500 in this to get back up to where it was going to. And Ethereum another $150, Bitcoin Cash another $200, Dash another $60, $70. So a lot of these are boomeranging back. So you've got to get up on the boomerang, all right? Because what's happened is the cryptocurrency community has now gained some resilience, okay? So we've had this whole FUD exercise. We've had JP Morgan. We've had the Chinese exchanges. Now we are resistant. We're more resistant. Now we are not so open to being manipulated by this FUD, okay? So this is now, we've had so much of it, we're now resistant to it. So now is the time. The confidence is going to start going back. People are now right. Bitcoin, we've got to get Bitcoin back up, okay? Because Bitcoin was on a trajectory to over $5,000. Now's the time to get into Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, why Bitcoin is a great investment for the long term is because it's relatively unrisky, okay? Or non-risky, whatever way you want to call it. So if you want your money to be relatively safe, Bitcoin is where you go. Now, if you want the times 10 multipliers, times 20, times 60 multipliers, Bitcoin isn't for you. Bitcoin is where you want a turbocharged savings account. Okay, so it's not quite as boring as a savings account that offers you a tiny bit of interest. Bitcoin is going to be making your money go quite far, but it's not going to give you the multipliers. Now, Bitcoin is going to be the cryptocurrency that is adopted by most of the real life websites that allow you to pay by credit card right now and PayPal. Those are the ones that are going to be, if they're going to be using a cryptocurrency, they're going to be using Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin is where you're going to see mass adoption of a cryptocurrency. So if you're going to see any cryptocurrency being used to be able to pay for goods online, it'll be Bitcoin before anything else. So that's why Bitcoin has great long-term, is going to be great for the long term. Your money is relatively safe with Bitcoin. And even if Bitcoin goes right down, Bitcoin tends to be the first to be targeted when something happens in the market, because it's the main cryptocurrency. It's where most people put their money, and it's where the whales operate. Okay, so Bitcoin is going to be the first targeted and first to go down, but it's going to be the first to basically significantly increase, because most of the whales are going to get behind it. So Bitcoin is going to be there for the long term. You know, where we look down the list and we see cryptocurrencies that may not be around in a year, 2 years, 5 years, Bitcoin will always be there. And Bitcoin is going to keep incrementally going up. So if you want to keep your money in a relatively non-risky cryptocurrency that allows your money to just keep growing and growing and growing, Bitcoin's the one. Ethereum is different to Bitcoin. Ethereum is more like an operating system. Investing in Ethereum is a bit like investing in Microsoft or something. So Microsoft allowed personal computing to exist on a mass scale. Okay, when people were buying IBM PCs, Microsoft allowed an operating system so you could use a computer. It also allowed an operating system where developers could build on top of the operating system so that so that users had something to use, okay? So that is Ethereum. Ethereum is like Microsoft, okay? So Ethereum is more a platform where people create other platforms. It's a platform or a system where people can create other cryptocurrencies. When you are seeing ICOs come out, they're mainly based on Ethereum smart contracts or on the Ethereum blockchain. And so that is where you see the development. So Bitcoin is the currency, Ethereum is the development. Dash is probably I'd say the second biggest opportunity for growth, or at the very least, the arena it's in. So we've got Bitcoin, that's the leader of currencies. Ethereum, that is the leader of operating software or building apps, a platform to build apps on. Dash is the leader of anonymous cryptocurrencies. So anonymous cryptocurrencies, I think, is the second best opportunity area on top of Ethereum, which is more for development. Dash is the second biggest opportunity. Well, not Dash, but anonymous cryptocurrency is the second biggest opportunity for you to make money, because as tax, governments and the powers that be, as they try to clamp down on people that are trading cryptocurrency, they're going to clamp down on the tax that is payable for trading and investing in cryptocurrency. So the way to keep your ledger private and to keep what you hold private is to invest into Dash or an anonymous cryptocurrency. That way, the record of your purchases cannot be found. So if you're investing in Dash, or in Litecoin, or in PivX, or in Zcash, or in any of these anonymous cryptocurrencies, it's going to be harder for your investments to be tracked by the governments or the centralized systems. So that's why I see anonymous cryptocurrency as being the second biggest opportunity, or the second biggest opportunity kind of genre of cryptocurrencies. That's why Litecoin did really well the other day. That's why Monero, PivX, Zcash, Verge. That's why all of these went significantly up a couple of weeks ago, because this is the second best area opportunity. So these are the three main. The fourth one is masternodes. Okay, the fourth genre is masternodes. So we've got currencies, platforms to build apps on, anonymous cryptocurrencies, and then the fourth one is masternode coins. And again, Dash is the leader. So that's why Dash is also, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, a really good place to put your money. Although you can't really have a masternode unless you've got 1,000 Dash, which at the moment will cost $305,000. Okay, but masternode coins are the third best opportunity and the fourth type of cryptocurrency that you can invest in. All right, and so masternode coins, you've got, as long as you've got an active team. So Chaincoin's really quite out of the way. So Chaincoin isn't really an active team. It's like a dead project, really. So although it offers a masternode, there's not really much to it. So you've got to go for a masternode. Like, for instance, you need to go for a cryptocurrency, i.e. PivX, or something a bit cheaper, in order to invest in a masternode coin. Masternode coins, whether you're a masternode holder or not, tend to keep their value a lot better because they've got quite a few masternode holders that are achieving dividends on a yearly basis. And so therefore, they keep their value, hold their value more. So these are these are what you need to be looking for when you're investing in cryptocurrencies. Now, my area of expertise is investing in cryptocurrencies that are the next Dash, the next Ethereum, the next Bitcoin. I like looking at cryptocurrencies where you've got the big multipliers attached to them. So you can put $1,000 into something, and if it goes up times 100, times 1,000, you make either 100,000 or 1,000,000. That's the kind of cryptocurrency I like, and that involves you getting involved in a cryptocurrency early. So one of these examples is InvestFeed. So InvestFeed is a cryptocurrency I got in at just under 6 cents. I then got more at 5 cents and 4.5 cents. And these are the kind of cryptocurrencies you need to look for. You need to look for cryptocurrencies that are relatively cheap and have a low circulating supply. If you go for something a bit like Ripple, which is very cheap, but at the same time has a massive supply of coins, you know, basically you've got 100 billion coins or tokens in circulation, that's not good because it takes a long time for essentially for the price to move. You know, you can have millions and millions of volume. Look at the volume in the last 24 hours. 49 million dollars in volume, and yet the price has gone up 1.81% in the last 24 hours. So that just goes to show how little the price moves in conjunction with the volume. Yet if we look at, well, I'm not going to, InvestFeed's probably not the best comparator, but this has had 44,000 volume, and this has moved up 1.42%. So it just goes to show that lower supply means the price can move a lot quicker, a lot faster. And if the actual cryptocurrency has a great platform that the token is related to, then that makes it even more valuable for the future. So going back to InvestFeed, I now have nearly 2,500 followers on InvestFeed, okay? And InvestFeed is essentially Twitter for cryptocurrency. You are in the future going to be able to tweet and social network and post statuses, post pictures, etc., whilst at the same time being able to buy cryptocurrencies and look at cryptocurrencies in much the same way as you can look at it on CoinMarketCap. This is how it looks right now, and what in the future what's going to happen is if you're on InvestFeed and you're doing your social networking stuff and saying, oh yeah, I had breakfast, here's a picture of my breakfast, doing what you normally do on something like Instagram or on Facebook, when you go into the currencies area, you can click on a currency and you can actually buy the damn thing. Okay, so if we just click on Bitcoin, eventually you're going to be able to buy and sell the cryptocurrency on here. And how the tokens are going to be used is people's going to be able to use their tokens to see what other people are investing in. Okay, so somebody wanted to see my portfolio on InvestFeed, all somebody would need to do is just offer some tokens and then they can view my portfolio in InvestFeed. So that's how it's going to work in the future. So this has a great opportunity to go times 10, times 100, times 1,000, based on the supply, based on the platform behind it, and right now, based on the price that it is. Okay, now this has been a stable cryptocurrency, even when everything else was crashing around it. Even whilst everything else was crashing around it, this had good support at 6 cents and hardly went below it. So it just goes to show, if you can find a solid gold cryptocurrency that's at a low price and has a low supply, you've got every chance of making times 10, times 100, times 1,000. Alright, so that is my area of expertise, is finding these cryptocurrencies that are low price that you can buy and are the next Ethereum and the next Bitcoins, okay? So we've got Omis Go. Now, Omis Go is essentially a payment system, solution in Asia at the moment. And this is going to spread out more and more. So I guess it's like a Stripe kind of company that's going to expand across the world, essentially, and is going to enable international transfers between parties, between banks. Okay, so Omis Go is a ambitious project. Okay, Omis Go is an ambitious project that aims to achieve quite a lot over the next couple of years. Okay, and if I can find what it's about and everything. So essentially they are looking to create a blockchain, and they are going to have a wallet, and they are going to have an exchange. Okay, now Omis is actually a company already in existence, but they are looking to make the next level cryptocurrency. Okay, so the Omis Go blockchain comprises a decentralized exchange, a liquidity provider mechanism, a clearinghouse messaging network, and an asset-backed blockchain gateway. Scalable and totally public blockchain with proof of stake consensus. Okay, so it's going to be able to offer dividends. So, of course, by having a wallet, you may be able to get involved in the whole proof of stake concept. Okay, so Omis Go is really at the beginning, and a lot of people have identified this as one of the future kind of big platforms. Okay, they're basically building their own blockchain, and goodness knows they have an SDK. Goodness knows what can be built on top of Omis Go, and that is why Apple have had a partnership with them. Now, that people have spotted this has got so much potential because look at its trajectory. It's not got a parabolic growth, it's just got a trajectory going up, which was stopped by the market crash, enabling people to get involved at nearly under $7, and now it has gone back up to $10. So I said this was a solid gold cryptocurrency, which I have bought more of. I bought more of on Friday because I saw this as an amazing opportunity to buy more of this cryptocurrency. Okay, so there are quite a few which are on that could be massive. Steam went down to 76 cents, which is the most amazing drop in price for a cryptocurrency in recent times, and it bounced straight back. Okay, it just tanked. It went towards 90 cents, and I said to you on the stream, if this goes below 90 cents, I am going to make a buy order, and I did, and a huge buy order too. Okay, so essentially, you know, this is now a good time to get back in. If you didn't get in on Friday, you need to be getting back in now. TenX is also another one I've been going on a lot about, and is really becoming one of the leaders of cryptocurrencies offering a card. All right, now TenX went to above $5 recently. I bought more TenX when it went down to $2.30. I then bought more when it went under $2 the other day. Okay, now this is a cryptocurrency that's going to, again, experience an upwards trajectory. Okay, it's going to go, once, you know, we've got the confidence back in the market, it's going to go up and up and up, because this is one of the leaders in card offering, and there's quite a few coming out, and I see TenX being one of the leaders of that. Okay, so right now we've just got most things in the green, but there are still lots of deals to be got. Okay, so you can cross-reference my video the other day with what prices exist right now. So Civic at the moment is 36 cents. That is still extremely low based on where Civic is going to go. So I would definitely get in on Civic. You could have even gone into Digibyte the other day. It was at 0.9 of a cent, and now it's at over 1 cent. 0x went down tremendously the other day, and now it's at 21 cents, which is still extremely low for 0x. Okay, so again, something that really stands in the way of 0x is its ridiculous amount of supply, because this is going to be a decentralized exchange, so it's got every opportunity to be valuable in the future. Binance Coin's another one that went significantly down, went down to about 50 cents on Friday, and it's still at a great price. It's still where it was last week when the market crashed, but before the big crash. So let's have a look and see if I've got any decent questions being asked on this video. Thanks for all the likes. If you haven't yet pressed, thank you guys for pressing the like button. And if you haven't yet pressed, just press that like button there, just under where you can see my face, because that would be massive. I would love that. Like spike. That's what I like. A like spike. So if you guys give me a like spike right now, then that will encourage me to make more live videos. I like live videos because it stops me from having to do all the horrible rendering that comes with creating a normal video. What I don't like is that you can see my chair in the background. So let's have a look and see what you guys are saying. Thank you, James Creek Gaming, for pressing the like button. What can Civic go up to in price? Centra. Now, I'm going to be bringing out a video over the next few days, so I'm not going to really touch on it right now. But I'm going to be touching on cryptocurrencies that offer a card. So I'm going to be doing that probably on Tuesday. Tomorrow I'm going to be bringing out a video on ICOs, okay? And I'm hoping to bring that video to you live, all right? So I'm going to bring out a video on 5 ICOs right now, because I've not spoken about ICOs for a while. It's gone out of people's periphery. There's loads being brought out at the moment, but there aren't many good ones. So I'm going to be looking to bring out a video tomorrow on ICOs. But Crypto Caven, thank you for your $5, and I will be bringing out a video on Centra. All right, but Centra is looking like one of the lead. It's going to be going up there and being one of the competitive cryptocurrencies offering a card. I will be bringing up Icon into. I don't want to spoil it, but I'm going to be bringing up Icon tomorrow. BitShares, I have got my opinion on BitShares. Let me just have a look and see what the price is. That is a question from White Boy. So BitShares is currently 7 cents, and BitShares has gone up to 46 cents. Okay, so essentially, you know, this you can almost get BitShares for around about, well, it's difficult maths, but if you've got BitShares now, it's got the potential to make 7 times gain to reach where it has been. And I think that BitShares is actually a really good opportunity at the moment. Where can we store invest feed for the long term? Well, you can store it currently on my Ether wallet. You can store it on your Nano or Trezor. So that's what I would do, because it's a Ethereum-based token. So you can store it on my Ether wallet. What price can Civic go to? I think Civic could go to, well, I don't know about, I mean, long term. I haven't got a crystal ball, but I would say that Civic certainly has the potential to achieve, by this time next year, about $25 to $30, I would say. Simply because, literally because of the partnerships that it can forge in the whole personal security kind of arena. And that is something that I think is definitely that's why it's got such good long-term potential, and why the price right now is an absolute joke. Let me have a look at Economy, because yes, I am in an Economy, and I bought more Economy as well, because this went down to $1.20 the other day, which I could not but resist that. And now it's at $1.51, which is still ridiculously low. So yeah, I'm absolutely still in it. Bankera I've already spoken about, so I'm not going to speak about Bankera again. Bankera is still at ICO stage. Bankera are essentially a cryptocurrency bank. They're further ahead than Polybius. And Bankera are off. I can't remember what the price was exactly. I think it was €1 for 1,000 Bankera. I think I can't really. I think it was that much. So I don't know if it's still the same. SafeX I still think is a good. SafeX was really good the other day. It was under 1 cent. It's still under 1 cent. It was significantly under the other day. Actually, it's just gone down and down and down. It was at 0.7 the other day, and it's gone up slightly. And again, in conjunction with privacy coins, Safe Exchange is going to be a marketplace where you can use anonymous cryptocurrencies to buy and sell things. So this has long-term potential written all over it, except it's got 2 billion SafeX coins in circulation, which is just ridiculous in my opinion. Neo, I absolutely still believe is going to be a 4-figure coin in future, and now even more so. Okay, now even more so, because it's been tested by this horrible FUD period and is still alive, even though they tried to sink it. Alright, so Neo has every opportunity of being a 4-figure coin in the future. This is basically proven itself like Bitcoin. Bitcoin, through its whole history, has been shot down, shot down, shot down. Alright, and it gets back up again. It's a bit like that Chumbawamba. Have you ever heard of Chumbawamba? They were a band in the 90s, and they made a song called Tub Thumping. And it goes, I get knocked down, but I get up again. Are you ever going to get me down? I get knocked down, but I get up again. And it's basically the same thing. Bitcoin gets knocked down, but it goes back up again. And you're never going to get it down. And the same for Neo. This was its first real test. It got knocked down to $13. And now it's up to $20. And this will go up and up and up and up. Okay, this is going to be a big cryptocurrency. I'm not taking my money out of Neo. I don't care what the experts think they know. They don't know diddly squat, believe me. Okay, Neo has great long-term potential. Neo is going to be one of the big power coins. Okay, it's the next Ethereum. Okay, this is going to be as big or more powerful than Ethereum. It's had a big setback. It's not going to be more powerful than Ethereum. Maybe that's the wrong thing to say. But it's certainly going to be up there with Ethereum, because this is going to be what apps and businesses are going to be built on top of, using Neo and using the various technology that Neo is going to be allowing for Chinese companies and Eastern companies. So NEO is going to be China's Ethereum and the Eastern world's Ethereum. And it's going to be the buying currency for a lot of cryptos, Chinese-based cryptos in the future. So I see NEO going very high up. I see IOTA's got a good opportunity in the whole supply chain and Internet of Things arena. I think the price it got to the other day was under 40 cents. The price still right now is incredibly investable. So this is one for the long term. All right, you just leave your money in it. You buy it and you leave your money in it. Don't look at the day-to-day because that is going to depress you. You're going to feel like you want to sell. You just leave it and you just take it. All right. There was a famous quote by Gordon Gekko in Wall Street, okay? I don't know if you guys like cryptocurrency, you will probably love Wall Street, okay? Now, Wall Street is a film that was made in 1987. It was a stock market, stockbroker film, the best business film ever created, in my opinion. And there is a very famous quote in it where Gordon Gekko says that money is a zero-sum game. It's not won. It's not lost, it's simply transferred from one perception to another. Okay, I don't know if you remember that quote, but that quote could never be more true in cryptocurrency. Okay, so just to put this quote into context, money isn't won or lost, it's simply transferred. Okay, so what that means is let's say you bought Bitcoin at the beginning of this month for nearly $5,000, okay? Now, it went down to under $3,000, a huge paper loss, okay? So if you're having a look at what you invested and see how much the value of your portfolio is now after the crash, after it went down to below 3,000, you'll look at it and you think, right, that's huge. I made a massive loss. That is a perception. Unless you sell it, it's actually not a reality. So what you're doing is when you are selling your, when you are trading your cryptocurrency, you are just transferring it from one perception to another. So you think you've lost it when you sell it. Somebody else thinks they've won it because they've bought it at a great price, like 2,900. And then when it goes up, their perception is that they've won. When it goes down, when you bought it at $5,000 and it's gone down to 2,900, your perception is it's been lost. But it's not been lost or won. It's just been transferred from one perception to another. It's been transferred from your perception of a loss to someone else's perception of a win. So it's not won or lost. It's a zero-sum game. The money doesn't get lost. It just gets transferred from one perception to another. And so, you know, essentially, if you have invested in a cryptocurrency, you just stick with it. You just stay it. Imagine that when you are putting $1,000 or $10,000 into a cryptocurrency, just consider that money lost anyway. Just think, you know what, I've lost that 10 grand. That's that. It's lost. Now, if it then goes down, you've lost it anyway. So what's the point in worrying about it? Okay, so just think of it as a loss of 10,000, right? Now, if that money then, if that investment then gains and the cryptocurrency you invested in is actually more valuable than the price it was when you invested in it, it's gone up and up and up, right? So essentially speaking, you know, you have just made money. All right. So when you are investing for the long term, the price you get in does not matter. Consider the investment a loss when you make it so that you can keep your money invested for the long term. Don't think, oh, I still own that 10,000. And because Bitcoin has gone down by nearly 50%, that 10,000 has become 5,000. So I better get it out before it becomes 3,000 or 2,000. Consider that money lost anyway, so that in the long term, when you cash it out, you can then gain back that money. So invest for the long term. Even if the prices go down, you keep your money in it. All right. Now, at the moment, it's all very uncertain. We don't know whether Bitcoin's going to go down a little bit and then go back up a bit, or if it's going to just keep going back up and up and up until 5,000. No one really knows. And people who saying they do know don't know diddly squat. They don't know shit. So basically, you just buy. When you see something that you want and you see it at least 60% of its latest rise, 60% that's been claimed back from the rise of the latest coin, you just buy it, okay? And you just keep it for the long term and don't worry about it. So let's see what else people are saying. Is there a faster method to exchange fiat into Bitcoin other than Coinbase? I think Bitfinex gives a really good way of doing that, and GDAX as well. Let's have a look and see what else people are saying. Library, I think Library will die because of DTube. I actually don't think you're wrong there. I think DTube is the future of video social networking. Personally speaking, I see more and more people. Actually, this is funny. I've been watching. I am quite a big YouTube fan. Okay, so I mean, I've done courses on YouTube, so I'm a big YouTube fan, and I have actually seen people now transitioning from YouTube, and I mean people with 95,000 subscribers, 140,000 subscribers, some with 40,000. But they're transitioning from YouTube to DTube. This is a pattern that's going to continue. Eventually, we are going to see more and more people frustrated with YouTube going to DTube. You're not going to see the PewDiePies going to DTube because they have been made by YouTube. People like PewDiePie and KSI and Nigga Higger, all these... I wasn't saying a bad word there. But these are people that were made by YouTube and are within the Illuminati of YouTube. Okay, so they are the 1% making 99% of the money, and the other 99% are scrabbling for the other 1% of the money. So you're not going to see the big players going from YouTube to DTube, but you are going to see the ones that are frustrated with the system, a bit like the people that are frustrated with the centralized system of the world. You're going to see people that are frustrated with the censorship and the Illuminati structure of YouTube. They're going to transition to DTube, and that's going to essentially kill off Library and I think YouTube in the future. Vergecoin, I think, is going to keep incrementally going up and up and up as the niche market of privacy coins gets more and more popular. You know, Verge went down to 0.003 the other day, and it's now gone up double where it was on Friday. On Friday, it completely tanked. It went up to 0.002. Okay, so essentially you can make that 3 times what you can make 3 times gain in just a couple of days with Verge. And as privacy coins get more and more popular, Verge will get more and more popular. But like Ripple, it's got 16 billion coins that are in total, and 13 billion coins in supply, and I think that this is going to essentially make it difficult for Verge to increase in value overnight, but incrementally over time, I see this easily becoming about 50 cents in the future. Okay, but right now it's much lower than that, so this is the time to get involved in Verge, because Verge is one of the founding privacy coins. Okay, so whilst all the rest are going right up, people are going to continue to invest in Verge because things like, you know, Dash and PivX and Monero, they're very expensive, and you can't make the 60 times gain, the 100, the 1,000 times gain. With Verge, you've got a bigger chance because it's very cheap right now. So although the max supply stands in its way, over time, this is going to get more and more valuable. So it's all a case of just sticking with it. But for the long term, I'm talking about 5 years' time, this is going to be highly valuable. So a good place to put your money in. ADEX, I don't really have much of an opinion on. I think it's a bit crap. EOS, I am just absolutely frustrated with. EOS went right down the other day. EOS had the potential to be the next Ethereum, really. The potential, from a transaction point of view and speed of blockchain, Ethereum, EOS had the best opportunity. But essentially, the inflation rate is killing off EOS. They are essentially adding more tokens into existence over time, which is gradually diluting the value of coins. Okay, so the more that's put in circulation, the more EOS loses its value. Only until all are in circulation will you actually see some gains. So EOS is a very frustrating coin that has been completely destroyed. What do you think? I'm going to be talking about ICOs tomorrow. Power Ledger is certainly one of the most promising coins. Now, follow me on Superman on Twitter. It's twitter.com/Michael Super, which is my name. And I did a poll where I put, guys, what do you think is the most promising cryptocurrency ICO? Power Ledger was voted most popular above Kin and Syndicator. Okay, so Syndicator is basically an analysis tool. It's like artificial intelligence, prediction tool, I suppose, for markets, financial markets. And it didn't even get close to Power Ledger. Kin also. I'm not going to talk too much about Power Ledger right now because I'll save that for tomorrow. But Power Ledger is essentially a cryptocurrency that's going to enable trading of electricity. So if you've got a storage of electricity, if you've got a build-up of electricity, you can actually lend that electricity peer-to-peer. All right, and that is just brilliant. So instead of generating electricity and not using it, you can actually make money by trading it. In which case, it's an absolutely brilliant idea and certainly gives you an indication of the future of cryptocurrency. So certainly Power Ledger's great at the moment and they're offering bonuses, so that's great. Substratum, I think, has the opportunity to really pave the way and make cryptocurrency bulletproof. So Substratum is a great ICO. Somebody said earlier that they had a red flag about it. You've got to do your due diligence, but in terms of what they are hoping to achieve, yes, it's got incredible potential. And I really like Substratum. Somebody says, please mention MyBit. MyBit. There you go. EOS is garbage. EOS shat. Yeah, exactly. It destroyed it. They've essentially destroyed their own cryptocurrency with their ICO implementation. John M, what portfolio? Thank you very much for the $5, by the way. John, the €5. What portfolio size do you suggest? How would you diversify popular 50 coins versus more unknown coins? So this is what I would do, okay, if I was you. Okay, it all depends on how much you are able, how much you can afford to lose in cryptocurrency. Don't bet with amounts that are going to leave you financially in the shit, okay? That is what you need to do. So you need to use an amount or keep adding amounts, which is an amount you're happy to lose. So let's say every month you want to invest $100, you know, that's what you do. Or you can invest $1,000 every month. It's really up to you what you can afford to lose. So it's all kind of relative to your income, what you're bringing in, and how much you need of that income to keep yourself afloat, keep paying the bills and live a relatively modest lifestyle or a good lifestyle, all depends. But what I would recommend you do is I would recommend that you put, you know, $100 to $1,000 aside, $100 to $1,000 aside every month for cryptocurrency just to get started and just to start getting your feet wet and getting involved. Because cryptocurrency, like with everything, the more used to how cryptocurrencies move, because they're very volatile, the more used to it you are and the more logic you can apply to your investments, the better your investments will be. So start small and just invest over time into cryptocurrencies that have promise. Okay, so going back to here, I would always recommend that I don't personally do this, but then I favor risk. A lot of people I like going for risky coins. Now, a lot of people aren't comfortable with risk. So what I would do is I would make sure you diversify your portfolio and invest in something that's relatively low risk, like Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin and Dash. These are lower risk. The crash is an exception. It's like a red herring. But traditionally, when you put your money in these lower risk cryptocurrencies, it's just going to go up gradually. It's not going to give you the 3 times gain, the 10 times gain, the 100 times gain, but it's going to make your money keep going up and hedge your bets against the more risky bets. And then I would put your money into cryptocurrencies that are solving a pain point. Okay, so my number one cryptocurrency, which I'm going to reveal at 50,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe to me. When I get to 50,000 subscribers, I am going to talk about my number one cryptocurrency that solves a big pain. If it solves a pain, that means that it's going to be scalable. It means there's going to be mass adoption. That means that lots of people are going to invest in it, and it's going to bring the price right up, and it's going to be needed. Okay, so something that really does resolve a pain. So something that resolves a pain is anonymous cryptocurrencies. That solves the pain of people having their public ledgers available to governments to be able to track what people are spending and put people in jail if they're avoiding paying tax on their cryptocurrency investments or trades. So investing in an anonymous coin like Monero, like Cloakcoin, like Verge, like Zcash, these are all cryptocurrencies that have the potential, well, not Zcash necessarily. You need to go for cryptocurrencies that are relatively low in value, have a low available supply, and solve a pain. If you get all of those and they have a superstar team and they're unique, you've got all the opportunity to make 100 times gain, 1,000 times gain. Let's see if there's any more questions, because I'm going to have to leave very shortly. If you pay for questions, obviously I'll answer them. TenX is crap. Well, I think you'll probably find out to your detriment in the future that it's not. I don't know what you. Why do you keep removing my posts on the mastermind group about Gunbot? Never heard of it. Don't know what you're talking about personally. If you had 10k to start a portfolio today, how would you split it? Also, would you still buy your #1 crypto at the price it is today? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. For goodness sake, I would. Yeah. Basically, the price of where it is today is half the price where it actually was. Okay? And even at the price where it was, it's still about 30 times less than where I see it this time next year. So, yeah, of course, I would definitely buy that crypto. Obviously, I bought it very low price, but that's because I see 1,000 times gain in it. I would not invest in it if I just saw... I wouldn't invest in it for the long term and buy tons and tons and tons and tons of it if I was just going to cash out in a year. I see this, the #1 cryptocurrency, as you call it, I see this making 30 times gain based on its all-time high, and I see it making double gain where it is now just to hit its all-time high. So it's got every opportunity of hitting 60 times where it is now, and personally speaking, I see it making 1,000 times. So absolutely, would I invest in my #1 cryptocurrency right now, which is why I'm waiting to essentially release it, because it gives the time for this cryptocurrency to accumulate value, because the platform is being built right now. There are 3 main parts to this platform. The first one is being built and will be available at the end of this year. So it gives time for the cryptocurrency to essentially gain value. So I'm not just letting everybody know so they can pump and dump it, because that is what people tend to just do with cryptocurrency. So yeah, I would definitely invest it, but I would also diversify with things like InvestFeed, which is very low right now, has a very reasonable available supply, and has all the opportunity to grow catastrophically high in the future. And also because InvestFeed is just a very fun app to use, funnily enough. So yeah, that's my answer to that question. Walton Chain, I've got a lot to say about Walton Chain that I haven't already said. Edgeless, I don't really think much of Edgeless. Thank you, Ellie Back. I appreciate your feedback. 10x cards coming out. So, well, 10x cards actually already out, really. But the back orders are, I think, quite sizable. So I don't think you'll be receiving your 10x card till about November. So guys, if you're not already on InvestFeed, I'm only eight followers away from 2,500, which is win. So guys, if you're not on InvestFeed, get on InvestFeed anyway, because it's just bloody good, because you can see what people are saying about cryptocurrency, and it's really interesting. I would downvote this guy if I could, because I think BitConnect's part of shite, and people who are shilling it are dickheads, but that's just my own personal view. You know, people are allowed their own personal views. That's just life. That's life how we know it. But the great thing about InvestFeed is you can see what people are saying in the community, and if anything, it cuts through all the noise that you see on Twitter. But having said that, guys, follow me on Twitter if you can, because I am building up my Twitter, because I'm actually being more active on Twitter now than I was before. So anyway, so yeah. So, I think that's it for today's episode. In tomorrow's episode, what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to bring out a video on ICOs. Okay, so I may be doing that. But is now a good time to buy? The short answer is yes. The long answer is watch this whole stream back. So just before you guys go, if I could just have one last roll call. So there's 800 people watching right now. There's 351 likes. So if you're watching, tap that like thumb. Just give me a like spike. Like spike! Like spike! What I would think that YouTube should do is they should actually allow the thumbs to go across the screen. A bit like what they do on like Periscope and on Facebook Live. Allow them to come across the screen. But if you guys give me a like spike, I'd be very, very appreciative. Because it allows people to see this. And of course, you know, I've got an epic audience watching right now. You're watching right now. You are epic. Help other people watch it by basically like spiking me and just pressing the like. Let's just see if there's any more questions. How do you see Manetha going? Pump and dump the likes. Manetha went to a ridiculous price the other day. Manetha was down to about 15 cents. It's like 19 cents, which people are saying is around about the ICO price, but I thought the ICO price was 11 cents actually. So Manetha was an oversubscribed cryptocurrency that has had a lot of hype and now is staying relatively stable. Manetha is essentially enabling you to pay using their mobile app. So I like what Manetha are trying to achieve, but there is another cryptocurrency that is looking to take over from Manetha, which I may cover in tomorrow's episode. But Manetha is still what I consider to be a pretty awesome cryptocurrency for the future, and certainly a progressive company in payments. So this is shortening the payments process significantly. Thank you, Use Bull. Superman's a genius. Well, I tell you something I'd like you to actually do, right? I don't know how many of you guys watch Jerry Banfield, okay? So Jerry Banfield is a friend of mine. He is a friend of mine, and yeah, anyway, so he just brought out a video, if it actually starts loading up. He just brought out a video which is about his price predictions for October, and I didn't really look at it. But what I did notice was that a lot of what he says was a load of bullshit. Much as I love the guy, I think that he was absolutely... I think that he gives... I love Jerry. Do not get me wrong. I like him. He is a friend of mine. But I think that he gives really bad investment advice. I do love you, Jerry, but you selling the masternode was an indication, you know, not meaning to like rub salt in the wounds, but was an indication of the fact that you don't really see the long-term value of cryptocurrencies. So anyway, let me just show you what he said. So he has said, these are the cryptocurrencies you should buy right now. So he is one of the #1 guys in Steam. So obviously Steam's at the top. So Steam, BitShares, Ethereum Classic, Singular DTV, which no one's ever heard of or hyped about, Zcash, which is already very, very expensive. Litecoin I agree with. Stellar Lumens is a high inflation coin with not a lot of value to it, personally speaking. So I think that these aren't the best recommendations to buy. But what I think is even worse is his sell recommendations, which should actually be buy. Now, I don't know what you guys are saying. I'd love to know your thoughts, but this is a load of shit. If I've ever seen a bigger load of shit in my life, this is it. He is basically selling sell these. Dash, the #1 masternode and privacy coin. Sell Dash, I have no idea. Sell Monero, which is an up-and-coming privacy coin. Sell it. That's just insanely stupid. BitConnect, yeah, I agree with you. Sell BitConnect. EOS, he may be right. EOS has got a high inflation rate and it's bringing down, diluting the value of cryptocurrency. That is bullshit if ever I've seen it. You know, the Dash and Monero. Pivex! Sell Pivex? Is he having a laugh? This went up to nearly $5. This is going to go back up. As privacy cryptocurrencies becomes more relevant, this is going to go up. He's smoking something really bad at the moment, because he's not smoking the good shit. These are bad suggestions. Sell Neo? Why would you sell Neo? It's going to go up to over 40, over 100, over 1,000 in the future. Why would you sell Neo? Omis Go. I've already told you, Omis Go is going to incrementally increase in value over the next 3 years as they open up their payment solutions to other Eastern and Western countries, and they build the blockchain, they build the wallet even more, and they essentially make a decentralized exchange as well. All of this is within a huge project that's going to be achieved over time. Sell it now, and you are selling a golden ticket. So that is terrible advice. Lisk has really started to go up, and it's been recognized as being undervalued, and it's gone up in value because of the fact of what you can build with the kit. So bad advice. Quantum, sell at $8. Most people would have bought Quantum at $13, $15. So you're essentially saying, basically, just sell off what you've lost. Bad idea. Stratis. It's like, what the fuck are you smoking, dude? I mean, this is ridiculous advice. This is the shittest advice I've ever seen in my life. Okay, so Stratis has achieved $11.90 or so. And a lot of people bought at the height. A lot of people have bought when it was higher than this. This is the lowest the price that Stratis has achieved in recent times. This is going to go much, much higher as this becomes more of an e-commerce tool. Why? I mean, as people start building apps on top of platforms, which essentially is what you can use Stratis for. You can build your business on a blockchain with Stratis's technology. This is going to become more and more relevant as real life and cryptocurrency intersect. This is terrible advice to sell at $4.25. And ARK, well, they are a very ambitious company, a lot like Omis Go ambitious. They are attempting to do quite a lot within their platform. So this is, you got to exercise your discretion here, but ARK is another solid cryptocurrency. So he has essentially said, now I agree with Steam. I like Steam. Although it's got a high inflation rate, I like Steam. Don't get me wrong. Thank you, AJ, for your contribution. I really love that. I want to take you on a private jet to celebrate. Me too, mate. I'd love a Magnum of Moe. I'll bring it, and I'll bring one for you as well when we get on that private jet. So, Steam, yes, good idea. Zcash is already kind of oversubscribed. Yeah, okay, it's an exciting up-and-coming anonymous cryptocurrency. You won't make large multiples from. Litecoin, you won't make large multiples from. Okay, yet you will make large multiples eventually in time over Omis Go, PivX, Neo, and Stratis. So, it's just ridiculous that he would suggest this. Okay, and there were some who said, hold! Okay, I agree. Bitcoin, if you want to diversify your portfolio, if you want to have some low-risk cryptocurrencies in it, yes. Bitcoin, yes. Ethereum, I've already said that. Bitcoin Cash, yes. Ripple, yes. NEM, yeah. IOTA, yeah. Waves, yeah. I hold these, that's self-explanatory, but if you're going to hold a cryptocurrency for long-term gains, this will help you hedge your bets, but the real holds are these ones. These are the real holds. These are where you're going to make massive multipliers. So, dude, I don't know what you're smoking. And I don't understand how he's got 55 likes. Are these people stupid? He sold a Dash Masternode. I love you, Jerry, but you sold a Dash Masternode before it got to 380,000 value and delivers you an amazing dividend. You sold at $86,000. If anybody would listen to your suggestions, even after this, I have no idea, but quite frankly, they're terrible. Jerry, I love you, but stick to what I would say, mate. What I would do is I would say stick to making music, because your predictions are essentially, your predictions are going to lose people money. Just like your opinions on Dash. Essentially, he doesn't like Dash because it burnt him so badly. But that's just terrible, man. Terrible. Oh, God, that's an awful video and an awful suggestion. And I hope you guys do not listen. essentially do the opposite. Holy shit. Jerry, I do love you, believe me. Right. I'm going to go now. I've done my little bit for the day. 511 likes. Guys, you guys are amazing. Thank you. 511 likes. Mwah! I love you guys. Right. I've enjoyed bringing you Savage Cash today. But essentially, if you want to know what to buy, subscribe to Jerry Banfield and do the opposite. That is my that's my advice. Or you can just listen to me and not do as I say, but listen to my advice and essentially discard what you disagree with and use what you do agree with if I essentially justify your positions. But as you can see here, you know, it's the weekend, prices normally go down, the market cap is actually rising, and I think over time it's going to continue rising. And although it may go down, people may try and cause unnecessary FUD like Jamie Dimon, who basically brought down the prices to essentially buy up the prices. These cryptocurrencies are safe long-term bets, all right? So choose the ones with solid platforms behind them, the ones that offer great rewards, that are unique, that solve a pain point, that have a superstar within their team, and you've got a great cryptocurrency, and particularly a cryptocurrency that will allow cryptocurrency to be bulletproof from all the FUD and bullshit that's been going on around cryptocurrency. So guys, please give me a like on this video. Please subscribe to this channel. Please follow me on Twitter. And if you're not already, subscribe to me on InvestFeed, because I am active on InvestFeed. And I hope that you guys also see the value of the long term. Just 3 followers off 2,500 followers, damn it. So guys, thank you for joining me for this episode of Savage Cash. I've enjoyed being here with you. You'll see Millie in the next episode. So bon voyage. See you next time.